Russians find debris of an alien spacecraft that exploded in space and is orbiting our Earth, they claim. Many people may not realize it, but far above our heads, in the space orbiting our planet, far from where the human eye can see, there is a huge space junk dump. There, all the debris from rockets, satellites, etc., is orbiting around us, including defunct spacecraft, abandoned satellites, and a huge mix of millions and millions of waste thrown into space, all from human origin. However, according to some strange stories, there is more than just junk out there orbiting our planet. It's not of human origin, and various claims refer to one of the strangest things we could encounter: debris from an alien spaceship orbiting the Earth. In 1979, Soviet astrophysicist Sergei Bossich made the spectacular claim that he had found evidence of what he called an extraterrestrial craft that had broken into several pieces and remains in orbit scattered around our Earth. And according to his estimates, he was able to locate 10 pieces of debris from this spacecraft, many pieces of which are estimated to be about 100 feet long. Bossich states he calculated the spacecraft's trajectories and concluded that it had spread from some kind of explosion in space on December 18, 1955. But his even stranger claim was that this mysterious alien spacecraft was abandoned and at some time was probably a tomb now, containing the bodies of its occupants, extraterrestrials that is. All this easily passes into the fields of paradoxical claims in the context of a strong conspiracy theory by experts of the genre, but there were others who supported the experience of these findings, including the Soviet astrophysicist and science fiction writer Alexander Kazantsev, who said, "Its dimensions suggest several floors, perhaps 5 floors. We believe that foreign bodies will still exist there." Scientists quickly ruled out the possibility that it could be space debris originating from Earth, since the alleged explosion preceded the first human object in space launched by Sputnik in 1957. They also denied that it could be a meteorite, as the space object was maintaining a stable orbit. According to Bossich and his team of scientists, all evidence points to an alien spacecraft exploded in space, and a Moscow physicist, Dr. Vladimir Azkaza, said, "Meteors do not have an orbit. They move without purpose. They fly endlessly through space, and they do not explode spontaneously." All the evidence we've gathered over the last decade points to one thing: an alien craft that has exploded in space. The rescue mission must be launched. The ship, or what is left of it, must be reassembled here on Earth, and the benefits to humanity can be amazing, he said. Apparently, the discovery also sparked interest from the Americans, and according to the story, there was some degree of cooperation between them to devise a plan to save the damaged spacecraft. One of the problems was that the Soviets were very reticent about the information they had, which led to skepticism among British scientists, one report of which notes, "There are more than 4,000 pieces of debris in orbit around the Earth. Each has a catalog number to identify it. We would like to know the catalog number of this wreck. It's possible to date the wreckage after a considerable number of observations. In addition to the Americans, we would be interested in analyzing it if the Russians had this information," the British said. Also of great interest is what was pointed out in 1969 in an article in the journal Icarus, in which astronomer John Bagby claimed to have found 10 objects, quote-unquote, orbiting the Earth, which he claimed had spread from a single source at the date December 18, 1955, so it compares with the same day reported by the Russians. The story of what is called the Bossich wreckage was released in the press and in various news outlets at the time, and it made for quite a sensational story. However, there was never any official confirmation of the launch of an actual rescue mission. Perhaps the Americans and Soviets did it secretly. Another theory holds that this was all something started by the Soviets to cause disinformation in the Cold War era. Of course, there's also the possibility that the whole story is a big hoax started by highly unreliable news sources. The ufologists, for their part, are cautious about all this, and admit that it is definitely a strange story. This I've translated for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.